Alrighty. Now I have my screen up. Now it's working. The new thing is I now have a giant watermark across the screen because that image loaded in incorrectly. Just wanted it in the center. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm just double checking to make sure I am live. Alright, it looks like I'm all good to go. And if you haven't read the message to the chat window, if you want to request a design, just go ahead and let me know. I have the chat window up. Oh, Periscope is dead. Okay, I don't care about Periscope. It doesn't really worry me that much. Okay, let's go ahead and glitterfish. I'm probably misspelling that bad. First off, let's make sure that is on. I hate that that turns off itself now. Spelling, auto spell check. I always want that on. And I have no idea if that's spelled right or not. It's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just mistype that and see if it fixes it. Yeah, okay. Okay. Now we're going to pick a font. This font will not be included. This is just for the rendering. I like that one. Alright, let me get my reference image up. Alright. So the first thing I need to do is make the pattern. And what I'm going to do here is come up with the colors. Which I can't get that quickly and easily. I'll just do it by eye. I'm better at doing that anyways. Okay. Let's get really close in here so that way I can see the scale of my pieces here. This will be the first piece. This is the light blue. We'll scale this one up, put it behind it. We'll put a teal. But I'm going to change these colors. I want to highlight, make them light. Okay. Okay. Now we do that. I want a couple extra pieces in here, and I want it more. Get more shaped out here. Rotate, and this one needs to be pinker. Scale it. Party har because that's what it's going to be looking like. And now what I'm going to do is with these selected, I just got a couple pieces down for now. I'm going to go over here to my pattern option, which I'm hitting a massive blank on it because it's not out. That's why. Window, pattern options. Okay. I want to nest this, that way I know where it's at. I don't know why these keep getting unnest from the main column. Must accidentally keep dragging them. There we go. And I don't need this one. I don't ever use it. Oh wait, that's one nest. Okay. So I'm going to highlight these. And then I'm going to go to pattern. Oh, didn't make it a pattern. So what I'm going to do is bring out my swatches. And over the top right, does it have make pattern? No? Okay, we're just going to drag and drop it in there. And then I'm going to put my swatches back. That's all I did, was just simply drag and drop it in. For some reason it wasn't giving me a new tool. But now it's in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a shape and then apply the pattern to that shape. I'm done with these. I'm going to delete them. I now have my shape. I'm going to scale out the box so I can see the scale. What I have done is gone in here. I just hit Control K and I turned off these these three. That way, as I'm scaling, it's not scaling the background. And that way I can see my pattern as I really want to see it. Then I'm going to go into my pattern options. Now it'll show up. For some reason it didn't want to show up in the beginning. I'm going to turn it to octagonal or hexagonal. And we're going to do columns. Actually, yeah, we're going to do that one. And then what I'm going to do in here is now rearrange these. I have live scaling on, where that is at. If you go to Control K and then you pull up performance and then you hit real time rendering, this lets you see now your artwork scaling and moving and everything like that much easier. So I'm going to do another pink, but I'm going to make it more yellow, like more salmon-y pink. Okay. And then I'm going to duplicate this piece, this one scaled down. I'm going to move it over here more. We're going to eyedrop this, and I'm going to darken that up just a little bit more in green. All right, looking good, looking good. And then need some white in here, so I'm going to take this piece, but I'm going to go ahead and erase some chunks out of here, and then bring that up, and then this will be a white diamond. I do need to actually apply white in here because I don't want it to be transparent in any way. So everywhere I'm going to see a big chunk of white, which you can hit Control Shift D or Command Shift D, I believe, on the Mac. See, it's too close to the original white piece, so I'm going to bring it in here. Oops, I accidentally double-clicked out. I hate it when I do that. Just default double-clicking on myself. Alright, so then we're going to take this piece, shrink it way the heck down, bring it all the way to the top. Let's go ahead and reshape it. No, I want to just go that way. Ah, I did it again with double-click out. Alright. These are the same colors, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, so I gotta change this color. Let's go to this green. Pattern's gonna get smaller. Yeah, I guess we'll clone this one. Rotate it. Scale it. And then I'm gonna eyedrop the pink, and we're gonna make it more purple. Get a little bit more purple in there. Because what I'm trying to do is get rid of the transparent background as much as I possibly can here. Because that's kind of the most important thing. And then I'm trying not to make it as much of a staggered pattern that it would be noticeable that it's a staggered pattern. Okay, that worked really well. I want to get as much as I can. Pull a piece out over here. Oop. Okay. No, that's too much of the same color. And chop this here. That over. Ooh, I think I got it. There's a tiny little piece up here. There we go. That's a cool looking pattern. So I made that a really small scale. Not a problem. So now what I'm going to do is apply this pattern to this font. Oh, actually, that one gets a blue hue on it. So actually, yeah, let's go ahead and just do the fish. We're going to take this pattern and apply it to fish. Make sure I'm getting the right thing selected. Then I'm going to hit rotate, enter, and I'm only going to select pattern. Then I'm going to hit preview, and we're going to rotate until it looks clean. I'm going to hit S, enter, and patterns only. I'm going to leave it on preview, and I'm going to scale it until it looks more not his mosaic, so I don't get any of the moire lines going on here. Cool. I'm going to delete that because I no longer need it. Then I'm going to come, actually I'm going to bring that back. I'm going to need it. I'm going to bring it out of the thing, but with it all broken in pieces, so that way I can see all my pieces. One of the colors I need is this pink, but it's going to go from this pink to a really hot pink. So I'm going to copy that, make it bigger so I can see it. Select it, clone it, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to bring it all the way up to hot pink. So that way you can see the two different pinks that I'm going to use. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to select this pink and I'm going to turn it into a global swatch. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. This one already is a global, so I'm going to hit that. The color I need is this one. So I'm just going to scale that up so I can see it, clone it, and then pure saturation. I don't like that color, so I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to make it richer. There we go. I like that one better. So then I'm going to make that a global and make this a global. Alright, so now I have my secondary colors here. I'm going to come in here, hit the color swatch, and on this light blue, I'm going to hit color swatches, and it's already detecting it. And then on this, color swatches, it's already detecting it. That way, they're already in there. So now if I want to change that color, the reason why I set global, let's say I don't want this to be blue anymore. I want it to be yellow. I could do that. Oh, it didn't change in there. Cancel. I don't care. I'm going to figure out that at the end. So what I'm seeing here is what I need to do is bring out my appearance palette. The fill did not get that stroke, or that fill. So if I go into type here, or characters, I'm sorry, I can see that that pattern's there. I'm going to go ahead and do a new graphic style. Then I'm going to go out to type, and I'm going to apply that graphic style. The reason why is because I wanted that scale of the scale pattern inside this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to stroke, and I want my deep pink. Oops, I'm only applying to those letters for some reason. I didn't want that. I want characters. I want the full type, sorry. I want that stroke, and then I'm going to bring it down below as a clone. And then I'm going to make it bigger. Yeah, it's looking good. Then what I'm going to do is clone it again. Now I should have the option inside Astute Graphics Uh, oh, yeah. No, it's just regular drop shadow. Hmm. Wait, what if I pull this up? Well, that's actually better. Huh. I'm just playing with that. Yeah. That's kind of cool. But that's not what I want. So that's just applying essentially a drop shadow. That's not what I want though. So effects, stylize. We're gonna go. No, sorry. Transform, and then turn this on, and the scale up by a little, up by a little. Horizontal, horizontal. And it's gonna be actually 0, 1. And then number of copies. So every time I copy this, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's behind it. Okay, that's looking good. Then what I'm going to do, oh, that's new. Oh, all right, Astute. That's cool. That's cool. And then I could just duplicate. Ah, okay. Well, that's new. It's picking up the copies. The 3 look good. Okay, well, that's cool. Did not know it was going to do that. All right. Oh, it's because I had the tool selected. I was like, wait a minute, I've never seen it jump like that before. Okay, and then the other thing I'm going to do is that was cloned already. Instead of this color, we're doing the blue. And how in the heck is that not? Oh, I didn't get it cloned. Clone, the blue, make it slightly bigger. And then that's essentially it. And then up here, I'm just going to change the color. But what I wanted to do, path, no, merge. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And then with this merge, interglow. That's outerglow. No. It's not what I want either. Trying to figure out what I want to do on this. Huh. Where was it at? Look if it's a gradient overlay. And I'm hitting a complete blank on where it is. Let's see, what color? Let me see if I can do that. Let's see, where's my gradient window? Because I'm hitting a blank where gradient overlay is, and I don't have my gradient window open. Window. Where are you at? Gradients. Okay. So it's not going to let me do that. Because this is a different type of... That's why I was looking for that overlay. I swear it was center glow, but it's not doing it in the right spot. Hmm. So it is doing it right. Duplicate it again. Instead of merge, do add. And then do stylize. Oh. Where was it just at? Ah. Maybe we gotta reverse those. Hmm. It's not getting rid of these little spots. That's what I want to get rid of. Everything in between. I wonder. Go ahead and divide. Ah! I just had it wrong. Slightly. That's what I wanted. It's actually like perfect. Why was it hitting a blank on that? So it's add, divide, merge, and then the outer glow. But instead, what I want is multiply, and I want the blue. That's it. Okay. And here is how dynamic Illustrator is. So I'm going to clone the original. And now I get to any name I want. And that is 100% vector and ready to use. Ah, perfect. All right. So now what I do is now that I have this all set up, I'm going to minimize all these little tabs on the main object, which I can only select this one here. We're going to do transform, and then I'm going to do a transform. But this one, the only thing that's selected, is patterns and strokes. And the reason being is because now, I don't know why nothing's happening. Oh, because I deselected it. Gosh darn it. And then go transform. Transform. I wish that you could check off a little thing to keep these scaled evenly. It's not like I always want to scale it unproportionately, so I don't want the object. So now if you see, I can scale everything. So 120, 120. Oh, it's scaling the pattern though. That won't work. That glow is like perfect. So if I select this and then turn off some of these effects, you can see how it's laid out in here. And then if I turn off some of these, okay, so divide is not needed. Is add needed? No, add is not needed. Is merge needed? Yes, merge is needed in order to get it to do the little jump and do the effect right. But it's pretty close. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier. Transform is not it. And then that's the inner glow. Oh, it was on top. That's why it needed to be on bottom. So if... Oh. I just realized what I messed up on. Add before transform? Or after? Those two don't do anything. I'm just going to get rid of them. Okay. Because the more things you have in this window, the more heavier the processing. And then everybody's going to get upset because the graphic style I make is not working. Now, I'm going to put this on its respective background here, which should be this very light blue. Oh, it looks so good. Alright. I don't need to do that. So this one up here, it's going to be almost the exact opposite. So I'm going to go ahead and clone this theme. I'm going to go ahead and create a graphic style. So now in my graphic style window, I have one graphic style. I'm going to go ahead and delete all the other junk that's in here. And that way this is ready to go. Okay, and then one of them together because I don't need them. Okay, so now I have this one. I'm going to hit Control K and turn on scaling for everything. I'm going to duplicate and I'm going to scale. Now the reason why I'm doing this is some people might like it to be bigger. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. And then apply an even bigger one. This would be like for banners and stuff. And apply. Okay. Delete it. And now I'm going to move this up. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Snap in there. That go there. Cut. Make a new layer. Paste. All right. I'm going to apply the original scale. See, it doesn't look good. Go medium. Go full. Nope. Medium it is. And then we're going to go smaller on there. But now I'm going to go back into the appearance palette. with it selected. And all the pink, I'm going to go to purple. And this one go purple. In fact, I don't even know where this one... Oh, it's not even on. And then over the top of this, I'm going to clone the fill and apply this blue. And for some reason there's two fills in there, so I'm going to have to go clean up some of those effects. And then this, we're going to apply it as... If we just expand this and go opacity, go multiply. Don't like multiply. Go lighten. Don't like lighten. Color dodge. Definitely don't like that. Overlay. Color. There we go. That's it right there. And then this stroke will go pink. There we go. I have a like girly, which I call glitterfish. And it's essentially ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this as a graphic style. We're going to clone it. We're going to scale it to about 75%. And then scale another 75%. There we go. Now I have effects. So what I'm going to do here is then I always do a little square. And I pull, oops. So I just pull one corner in. Pull this corner in this way. I'm going to double click on this one, which is not giving me the options, because maybe I need to be an A. Yeah. I want to do it. Oh. Why is it? Oh, why is it doing it to that one? I have this one selected. Oh, that's weird. Okay, we'll do the upward direction then. Actually, what I can do is just do this. Doot. And then apply the appearance, clone, apply, clone, apply. Oops, did not mean to do that. And then I'm going to space these out a little bit better, and then I'm going to clone them down. They got really heavy in graphics, so it auto turned off. I don't like how big that one is. Let's clone that. Clone this. Go about 50%. That. Apply it. Put it in the center between the two. Delete that one. Clone it over. And apply it. There you go. I gave you multiple sizes. And this is my traditional little way of doing it. I want this on top. And then group. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do is put that panel away first, which is the wrong spot. There we go. And then put my swatches panel away because I'll accidentally close it. And then I'll be like, hey, where'd my panel go? All right. I'm going to save. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer. And then in my graphic styles panel, I have a little hint one, which is this one. This is also available on my website. I have a little tutorial on how to make this little setting and apply it inside your Illustrator so that anytime you open up your graphic style palette, you now have a way to watermark and brand your images. So that essentially any color that it goes over, it's always going to be watermarking it. I need to update it because for some reason the color settings in Illustrator changed and it's adding a little bit of a issue. So this one comes not only with the graphic style, but with the pattern. So I think I'm just going to do the graphic style for today with this. Yeah, it's just going to be the graphic style on this today. And then I'll do more later. But, so let me go ahead and save this one and make this one available for the website. That's one down. Alright, so I have another one. Ooh, yeah. Good time. No. 8x8, go. Save as. Desktop. 200330. And then it's 1829. And I forget always. So this is going to be another graphic style. So GS dash. Got to put that. And then this one. What should we name this? 70s. Let me actually spell that out, actually. Oh, I hate that when it doesn't let me edit. 70s. I want it spelled out. Copy. Okay. Okay. And then paste. Save. Oh. There we go. Save. Build Illustrator with available. Okay. So now, this one I'm going to do a yellow background. No gradient stroke. So that's that. This, we want a yellow background, but a cream color yellow. So I'm going to open up my color swatch selector and about right there. Perfect. That's the background. And again, I always try to turn all these colors that I'm creating into global swatches, so that way if I ever need to change the color. Then let's find a good font for this one, and this one's going to be labeled 70s. And let's go ahead and center align this to the artboard. And then let's find something that, oh wait, right in the beginning. No, I don't like that one. It's too storybooky. Oh, there we go. All right. This one's actually fairly simple. This one should take me a minute or two to create. Oh, that's outside. All right. So I need more colors. So I'm going to create a new color. I want one actually slightly darker than this one. So I'm going to bring this one darker. Just by a little bit. Let's go exactly 50 and then 10. Okay, and then that one's new swatch. And then I'm going to do a new swatch. Let's do 50 and leave that 10. But do this one 5. Yep, I think that's good. And then a new swatch again. All I'm doing is hitting new swatch. And I'm not worried about the name. I actually like the name to be, in fact, I like it blank and it should. Oh, it's not going to do it. Okay. We're going to hit new swatch and it's going to, does it change the color? Yeah, it does. Okay. So this would be out and then this would be 50. Needs to be whiter. Ooh, yeah. And 35. Yeah, that looks good. I like that color there. So I got my kind of highlighter pastels and Yeah. So 70s. I don't know if this would be 70s, but I'm going to label it 70s. Okay. So on top of this black, I'm going to go into characters. That's one of the first things I need to do, and I need to kill this black layer so that there's nothing inside there. So when you outline it, if you ever need to, it's not going to screw you over. Alright, so then I'm going to pull out my gradient panel, and the first thing I do is a fill. It will be a gradient, and it will be 90 degree. White at the bottom, which will actually be my blue. And then I'm going to do a new color here. I'm going to double click into it. This should be my pink. Perfect. And let's bring this curve over. Awesome. Let's go ahead and bring it up a little bit because I want it to be halfway in the font, which means about right there. Be my yellow. Actually, bring that way the heck down. And then new color, and this would be background color. So whatever the background is, the rest of this should be going all the way up. So it fades away. I did not do these as spot color, and the reason why I didn't do it as spot color, I want the pink to be a little bit more sharper. And this one fade on top of there a little bit sharper. There we go. I really wish you could do color stacks instead of gradients, so I can remove these fades and then just say 1 and then 2. So it would just be a bar across here for the second color. So this blue bar will go all the way to here, and then it would be the pink bar. And so instead of a gradient, I don't know how I'd call it, I just color bars. So I could do barring of colors instead of a gradient. Because normally how I would do that, I just want to show that real quick. So if I wanted to create this text, and inside here I wanted the colors to be bars, what I would do is apply the color. Oh, why don't you snap it? There we go. And then what I would do is do my other colors as I would want to do them. So this would be the pink. This would be the blue. Alright, so now I'd find out about the size that I'm going to need to do it, because there's ascending and descending parts of the text here. I think that's about right. Let's bring it down a little bit, bring it up a little bit. Yeah, I think that would be about right. And then what I would do is I would turn this into a swatch, and I'd leave it at that scale. And then what I would do is come in here and apply this swatch. Then, with that selected, go to distort, transform, transform. This is another way I can do it. And I'm going to leave that preview on so I can see this. And the only thing I want to transform is the pattern itself. So there's nothing horizontally. It's all vertically. I want it to come down. And I want it to come down just when that first little top part touches. And now it's in there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and create my second piece, which will be a kind of black. So let's go ahead and open up this. And it's not going to be pure black. I think 87. No, let's do 92. Global again. So that way I have a global color. I'm going to bring that just behind my color set. And let's turn it to rounded. And go ahead and scale it up. Ooh. It needs to be lighter. So here's why I use swatches with global. Now I can come in here and live turn on my preview, and then just with my scroll bar dial in the color. 83 looked good. Alright. Now I'm no real color expert and my screen isn't super color calibrated, but that now feels good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now do that clone effect. That's one of my favorite effects to do. Distort, transform, transform. Leave preview on. I'm going to do 4 copies. Scale stroke and effects, but we do not want to ever touch object. The object will not move. And for some reason, that's not doing anything. Oh, it does need the object to move it. Okay. Alright, so 3 PT by 3 PT. That looks great. And then I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to change the color to our background color. And then inside the transform, I'm leaving the whole thing selected and just duplicating it. Now I'm going to duplicate that whole layer with it all duplicated, and then change it to my red, and I'm going to duplicate the transform. Oh yeah. Move that down. Well, actually, the only thing I need to do now is I can delete this because I'm going to do 2 different versions, one with the gradient, one without. And then go ahead and minimize that. Duplicate, turn this blue. Then go inside, duplicate the transform. Ooh, I like it. Let's do Y apostrophe SS. Just so I can see how well this is working and see how it kind of moved my gradient. I did not like that. That's why I wanted to test it with a sender. Now let's go ahead and scale this down a little bit. Okay, and then I don't like the 3-point, so this is where it's going to get fun. I really wish there was a multiplier so I can multiply it. And instead of 4, I'm going to go 3. And I'm going to go 2 PT. Because I don't like how big it is. So 0.0275. Let's change that. Alright, now all I have to do is highlight that, delete these 2, and then clone this in here. And then I'm going to clone it again. Alright, so boom, now I got the yellow. Go in here, delete those. Clone that to there, clone it to there, and one more time. It's the 3rd one down. And it did not change because it did not have it selected. I hate when I do that. I forget that I can do 2 at once. And that way, all I have to do is do it again one more time. Boom. That looks much better. And then final one, delete the originals. It's going to get cloned with 3 and then 1 more. Alright. Much better looking. And then we go in here to the gradient, which is in the gradient window here. Easy thing to do would hold down shift. Oop. Did not. Oh, it won't let you do multiples? Okay, well, we'll just move it by hand then. Because I want that to be pretty close to the center of the letters. At most of the time. Down a little bit more. Here a little bit more. I like it. And now if I retype this, it looks like that. Now I'm going to clone it over here, and in the main appearance palette here, I'm just going to drop this down, and I'm going to select that fill, and this is where I'm going to come in here, and we're going to apply a transform, and we're going to only do pattern, and this is moving vertically. And let's put the UI to make sure it's in there nice. And the Y had a little bit of transparency in there, so I'm going to go ahead and open this back up. Good. And those itty bitty little lines inside there are actually there. I don't know why. I get like a spot where it deselects it. those little spots in there. I don't know why they're doing that. But, yeah. Now I have a different thing. I'm going to hit Control K and make sure all of these are on. I'm going to scale this down now. Make it small. I'm going to select this one. Now I'm going to, with my graphic styles, just put it here. Gonna go ahead and make new. And then select all these. Delete. Yes. Reselect this one. I'm gonna apply this one. Then this bigger. And apply. Oop. And I don't care because I'm gonna reapply the medium one. And then that little one. Alright. Oh. Floppy. And then this one, little. Medium. Large. Delete. All but this background layer. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna go in here and come in here with my graphic styles and apply. Now it's watermarked. There we go. Alright. I like it. Now I'm going to lock that upper layer, lock the background layer. I'm going to show me drawing the artwork layer. Why is it doing that? Well, that's new. Why isn't it pulling up the gradient tool? Or the edge tool? We'll use phantasms. I like phantasms better. Now, the heck? Oh, that's not it. Edge tool, where you at? There you are. Oh, leave that one that. Alright. Now we're going to do this one. Edge tool. And straight. There we go. Man, sometimes I'm boxing with this thing. Running a little sluggish. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to scale these down a little bit. And I'm going to separate them out. And go ahead and apply that. Medium, large. Awesome. Then clone. Small. Oof. Medium. Oof. Large. It didn't work really well with that one. I'll leave that one out. That's a bonus one. You're getting a bonus. Alright, so shift 0 because I don't need the whole thing. And then turn back on the proof layer. Say it's PNG, artboard. And we go 72. Alright, that is 2 themes down. If you're interested in ordering these, I'll put the link in the chat. Alright, I will need to renew it, but I will also put up, if you're viewing this, I'll put up a new competition to where you will get $10 to use on anything on the Clipart website. I do have some things as little as a few dollars on there. Some things I have upwards of like $30 on there. It depends on what it is. Most project files are pretty expensive because I'm giving you the entire project file. When you do order anything off of clipartgenius.com, everything you order is commercially usable. Just not as mass production. In other words, you can't take my clip art, resell it, or you can't take my clip art, put it on an item that you're going to mass produce. That will require a different license, and I will work that out with you and price on what the value of the item that I see in the future. Some things are not commercially sellable, but I'm pretty open with all my licensing. If you want to use anything like this on your YouTube page, I'm perfectly fine with that. If you want to use it in your graphics on a signage that you're printing and it's like a one-time project like a nail salon's flyer, you're completely okay with that. Okay. I guess we'll update that. If you're interested in getting to know how to use the affiliate program, if you go all down to the bottom, there's my affiliate program. That's available for you. And I guess I'm done for the night. I will get these posted in a few minutes, and if you're interested, go ahead and place an order. Alright. Good night. Stay creative. And stay safe at home. Please stay safe at home. Because this is pretty gnarly what's going on right now. Also, if you do have a request for chat on the bottom right hand corner of my website, I don't see it because it's myself. There's a little chat button. At any time, you can always chat with me. I'm always available on Discord, and I am also available on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the other social medias. And if you ever want to see these live shows and the schedules for them, I try to put them up at least a few hours ahead of time. Sometimes I just do surprise shows. You can always view back then. Go to bluebrad.com/live, and I will see you there. All right. Good night.